Hello, everyone.
Live.
Hello.
What's up?
How many ad cards do you have now, Mark?
Good for
I
you.
could add more.
I believe that, but that's awesome.
I could add more.
I appreciated Hell's Bells to kick it off.
This is really all Moondog show, but I guess I'll start off by getting everybody introduced. Hello, everybody. It is Sunday from the barracks. We're here with everybody from the Bad Blood team to talk everything about you want. Live Q&A for Bad Blood 2022. So I'm going to just go ahead and toss it on over to Moondog here, and I'm just going to be the producer in the background.
No worries. Gentlemen, thank you all for coming out again tonight. We're going to, of course, try to do this, every other week or as needed before the game next month. So I think it's really important for all of us, of course, to keep in touch. And we do that typically we do that a lot in the background, but this is an opportunity for the players who oftentimes only interact with their particular faction to just reach out and get to know what's going on behind the scenes with all of us. So we have tonight. Who do we have? We have myself, of course. We have Ian, my co-producer, and we have Virtue, who's the CEO of the Greens team. So that's John Green's doing very well, by the way, in terms of ticket sales, and I'll get into that a little bit later. And I am actually having a hard time reading who else is out there because my glasses are kind of failing me right now in terms of the screen.
You got Carbon from
Carbon,
Deuce X,
yes.
And then you got Buck.
Great. And hopefully we'll get the other faction CEOs joining us as we go on with the live stream today. Before we get into your Q&A, your questions out there, and we will answer them, I just wanted to go over just some of the basics of the game for especially for the new players. And I think that was one of the things I wanted to address from last year, as that we had a lot of new players, and we often do get a lot of new players, and sometimes we forget that they haven't read the player pack and don't have a clue what's going on. And I think that was some of the comments I got back with, like, oh, I didn't know we were supposed to do this. And of course, what?
Nobody reads the player packet.
Yeah.
You need to get Ian a clipboard for the player packet.
I was carrying 3 last
Yes.
I literally threw a player packet at a player.
I
year.
believe
I mean
that.
clipboards. I was carrying one of those big old silver jobbies, and then I had a couple of the little plywood ones in my backpack just in case somebody ran off with my good one.
We need to get a tattoo for Ian's forehead. Read your fucking packets.
I should look into getting t-shirts. Just say that.
That'd be great for next year.
All right. So for those of you who don't know about Bad Blood, or hopefully are interested or have already got their tickets and are watching this, the game's a little bit different. And that's one of the great things about it, people love about the game, is it's different from your typical airsoft skirmish or, big airsoft wars that are organized. Usually it's you'll have Team A versus Team B, or more is often the case, Greens versus Tans. This game has 5 different factions that you can join. And as you saw in the either in the game description or the player packet, they are by uniform color. We have black shirts, which, as the name implies, your uniform is going to be black or near black. And we have general greens, which are green ammo. We have, camo. And we have our Marxist Task Force, which is our tan camo. And we have Deus Ex, which is multicam, which kind of falls between a lot of other camos. And and there's always going to be those folks who's like, well, it was hard for me to tell Deus Ex versus, General Greens or multicam, but, regular tan, but that's just the way it is. And of course we have our tribals, which are our NPC team that are wearing civilian clothes, or Aloha shirts, as the case may be.
I'm not wearing mine. I should be.
For the next
I'm
live
actually
stream,
out of uniform.
You know what? I'm going to grab that. It's right next to my closet, so I'm going to do that. I am here.
Joker, can you replace heads here? Replace your head with Buck's head. So, oh, speaking of tribals, we have their tribal CO joining us right now. Hey, can you check your mic just to make sure that we can hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
It's a little bit low, but we can hear you. All right, I was just going over some of the basics of the game, just really just got started. So, let's start with your main objectives. Your main objective is to shoot anybody who isn't on your team. I mean, that is sort of a given in any airsoft game. But unlike other airsoft games, it's not about controlling territory. It's not about defending a base or storming a base per se. Your objective is scattered throughout the entire field, and this is a case where we'll be using this huge. I forget how many acres is it. Does anybody remember how many?
230.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't use all of it. There is some pretty notable we don't touch. I would say we probably cover at least 200, maybe.
Easily.
Yeah, about 200. Easy.
Well over 150 acres. And most airsoft games, all over the country, you're lucky if you're using, one part of the field at a given time, and then or even half of a given airsoft location or paintball location. In this case, we're using the entire, practically the entire field, over 200 acres at once. It's all playable. There's stuff going on everywhere because your objectives are these things, these hidden ammo cans in the field, which you're supposed to find them. There are 4 of them out in the field, and inside them are the blood samples that your team has 10 specialized players there that are your sample collectors, and you're supposed to relay the information of where you found one of these to your command, and vector one or more of your specialized sample collectors to get a sample from inside of that ammo can. The ammo cans are stationary; they're not to be moved, but they are defended by the NPCs, and they're, like I said, they're scattered all over that 200 acres. So that's the reason why you're going to be seeing all 200 acres at some point, which is one of the great things about the game is you're oftentimes when you're playing a one army versus another army, you're only ever seeing one side of the field facing one side of the field. This way, then in Bad Blood, you're wandering all over the place. You don't know where the bad guys are. They're coming from all directions, and it's definitely a different experience. The other thing that makes this game different are the respawn rules, and that is typically there's no medic rule in this game, but there is something different that compensates for that. We have a mobile respawn that we call the triage, and we'll have 2 of them per faction, plus your starting location, your starting spawn is also a spawn point. But all you have to do is find your triage, and we'll have a marker, our noodle that you for each of your faction. You just find your faction triage point. You wait there for 10 minutes or so until the whoever's handling the triage tells you to go back into the game, and that's going to move around along with your main force. So you shouldn't be too far away as long as you keep with your main army. You shouldn't be too far away from your respawn. So it keeps the game very fluid. And if you have the fitness to keep on going the entire, you will honestly could play the entire day. And that's one of the other great things about the game. As far as there are other rules. Read your player packet. We have limits on your FPS on your rifles. Other things to be noted on is that sniper rifles, bolt action only. We do allow for HPA guns, but we have very strict rules about those. Again, read your player packets. There is HPA refills in at the field. So for those of you who are curious about that, I think I've covered most of the main rules.
Who's doing the air fills?
Is it amped?
I assumed EMR was handling air fills.
Yeah. The EMR handles the air fills there. I believe they did them over either in the store or at the side where the tickets, where you register and sign in the mornings. The stations are going to be one of those 2 locations. So
sorry, I'm just tossing comments up there that I find amusing.
Now, I was gonna hold off for Q&As in a different section, but I'm more than willing to answer any. Let me just read through some of these. Were there anything that
Nothing yet. The
pertains?
only one that was out there was I just want to know there's not going to be 300 M4s with box mags on full auto, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, for those of you who are used to having a DMR, we won't have semi-auto sniper rifles in this particular game. So just beware that if you are planning to bring your DMR, it's going to be classified as an AEG or a standard rifle. So bolt action for sniper rifle FPS power ranges only. So okay. Is there anything else you think, guys? Do you think I covered everything in terms of just basics of the game?
So far, so good. Yeah.
Did you see that Steve Tom was saying hello to Moondog and Nick?
Hey, Steve.
Hey Steve, how are you? How's it going? Now I heard Timmy is going to try to. He wouldn't have the time to. He doesn't have the. Well, it's Mother's Day. I totally understand it for those of you who couldn't get on, join us today. I have special dispensation from my missus to be down here doing this Q&A. But Timmy over who's the owner / manager over at EMR, he said he'll try to chime in with any questions that have to do with the field. For those of you who are first timers to the field, it's an awesome field. They have really good accommodations. If you can snag a reservation for one of the bunkhouses or the camping sites, do that through EMR's website. They're the ones in charge of that. So here's a good segue though. If anybody has any suggestions for places to stay that they like, please share them on in your faction groups. I think the nearest chain hotel is the Holiday Inn Express, but
last I heard that was completely booked.
Yeah, and that was actually booked before Bad Blood because a lot of the
miners,
the fracking that's getting done over there, they've booked it. Those companies have booked it all year round, so there are very few spots in that particular Holiday Inn Express. But
there's still stuff available if you cross the border into Binghamton.
Mm-hmm. That's where I'm staying.
There is definitely stuff available south near
Scranton
area.
Yeah.
If you can get a campsite at EMR, I highly recommend it. There's a lot of fun. The only downside is the guys with their headlights that every time they turn on their truck. Every fucking night, man. I bring a sleep mask for a reason.
Yes. And definitely offer tips.
Yeah,
definitely bring a sleep mask, bring some earplugs for camping because there are going to be a ton of folks out there. Most of them are pretty reasonable in terms of noise level, but we're planning on limiting it to 1,000 players, and I don't know if we're going to hit that this year because of we're still technically in the pandemic, but it does get it does get a bit crowded, and we have sold out. They have sold out campsites in the past, so just be aware of that.
I would recommend if you are planning on camping at EMR, get it quick, like as quick as you can, because they have every year sold out for like right before I bought mine.
Yeah, and you have assholes like me that buy 3 at a time.
Yeah, I bought 4 at a time this year.
So one of the big news for this year that's coming up is especially for players who came out last year and for previous years, we will not have a big battle like we had in the past, where we called a pause, we gathered everybody to their original respawn points, and then we had everybody attack the main castle. We're not going to do that this year, just because having to call a pause just really just was kind of blew in terms of pacing, and it just took forever to get that final battle started. So we've got something different planned this year. We have a special mission. It's going to be a find and extract mission, where we're going to designate a specific Ian to go out into the field, and or it might actually be another VIP. So depending on who's there, that we're gonna we're going to announce it, the location of where they could probably be found, and I'll also relay to the COs where you're supposed to, once you find him, to take him, and we'll work out the rules about that before the game starts. But I just want you to be aware of that. There will not be a pause and a big final battle at the end, but we will definitely make use of that big castle for sure. I mean, everybody seems to, for whatever reason, want to control it at some point in the game.
Every year.
Every year, even though there may or may not be a sample in there, everybody seems to want to try to take the castle. And we will probably, knock on wood, depending on the conditions, we will be able to use that possibly for one of the night games. And we will have a night game on Friday night. So just another thing to be aware of.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that. The other thing I want to discuss that there's new, and we had talked a little bit last time about perhaps changing what the sample boxes are instead of your standard plastic ammo box from EVIC. I'd looked into steel ammo boxes. The problem with them that I found is that the way that they're designed, the hinges easily come off if you're not careful. They could come off, and I'd hate for that to become an issue where it's missing. And anyway, one other option that I'd like to discuss with everybody present tonight is using one of these instead, a cooler, which in a way is more accurate to where you would put a blood sample in real life.
As long as that handle can't be easily removed, I have no objection. My objection was the ability for the retaining strap or whatever to use was rather easy to remove from the box, and said sample got moved from its location. So the tribals who believed they were guarding something were not. And the people who felt like they were taking ground and defeating the tribals found bubkiss. Because the sample had been moved.
Well, I'm going to address that this year for sure. Either case, either we go these or these, because I'm ordering wire cables. So unless you're going to be bringing bolt cutters, and don't bring bolt cutters, because you shouldn't be doing any of that.
No multi-tools either.
Yeah.
Man, y'all are just killing my vibe. I'm just saying.
You can use them, just not on the boxes.
Yes.
It's that easy, guys.
Yeah. But I will be bringing bringing either chain or cable leashes to secure the boxes this year. So that'll be addressed. What are your thoughts? Yay or nay on this? I'm a little. I like them from a theme standpoint, but I do like Ian, as you pointed out. I don't know if these handles will withstand that much abuse.
The other option is literally to drill into it and create a hole.
Put a bolt.
Yeah, I was going to say that if you don't care about the cooler aspect anymore, you just put like an eyelet or something right into it.
I was going to say the same thing.
Honestly, I think we could just try it for the year and see how it goes. If it doesn't go well, we switch back next year.
And we fall into the pit hole. We have to wait to an idiot to break something, and it affects everybody. Or we could attempt, and I do mean attempt, to prevent some stupidity.
Well, the other thing is that this is way easier to find.
Oh yeah,
because of the color standard.
Can I get some for rectal use only stickers to slap on every one of them?
I think the idea is great because you're right. It fits the theme, and it's going to be easy to secure. So. Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
So I'm going to see about.
I mean, like, how many boxes are you going to grab?
Well, there's going to be 4 of these, so.
So it's like less than $10 at Home Depot and a drill.
Basically.
So, anybody wanting to take on a project to drill this? I'm perfectly fine to doing this, but I just don't want to. I'm just thinking like I'm going to have to.
I'll have
ship
my
these.
drill. I'll have my drill inside
if somebody brings the power tools, I'll take the time to do it. But I'm
drill
no
with
longer
me
allowed to
every
take my power tools across state lines.
So anyway, I'll take that offline to see if anybody wants to take on this project. I'll have these shipped to you directly. But that's the only thing is I'm going to have to be packing this from San Francisco, and I could make these here, but then that's going to be that much more space to bring on the
Honestly,
flight.
I'll do it. Just send them to me. I'll do it.
Okay.
I got a problem doing it.
Also,
I know it's the Moondog show. I just want, before it scrolls off the screen, there is no extra cost for any night games. So you're basically getting full weekend of gaming for one very low price.
Very reasonable price.
Okay, so some other news for what's going on this year is I've just got confirmation that Evic Matt will be coming out this year.
Yay!
So, yay!
We should get him on a conference call one time.
Hey, wait,
Yeah.
Hold on. I don't care if he's coming. Is he actually going to play more than 10 minutes?
We don't talk about 2018, Sid. We don't talk about 2018.
Yeah, I'll talk to him and find out if he wants to be the VIP distraction or not. And because they've got, I mean, their priorities there are to really to shake hands at the beginning and at the end for everybody, as well as filming whatever for their own media needs. So he may or may not be available to be our VIP, but I'll find out for the next Q&A. The other thing that I mentioned last time, and for those of you who didn't tune in for the Q&A last 2 weeks ago, we're going to have a live band after the raffle. It's a local band, Pardon Me, which is a pop punk 90s throwback, or late 90s, early aughts throwback, like Blink 182 style music. But they're going to be playing after the raffle, so that's going to be pretty cool. And I'm sure all of you also want to know where are we standing in terms of tickets. I haven't got the most recent numbers, but right about now, hopefully right about now, we're about 100 sold on Black Shirts, almost 100 on Deus Ex, almost 200 for General Greens. Marxist is trailing, so still looking to break that 100 on the Marxist there, but we're doing well for this year. So for those of you who are interested in getting on General Greens, better buy those tickets soon, because it's looking like they're going to sell out first. So once the tickets are all sold out for a particular faction, that's it. We aren't adding any more. That's just been a rule since the beginning of Bad Blood. So for over 12 years, that's just the way it is. So get on that team. If you want to be on that team, get on that team now. Okay. So let's go through some of these Q&As. Did I miss? Let's see.
You missed a couple. Sorry, I've been trying to keep track for you. Scrolling. Somebody asked who's the CO for Black Shirts.
That's going to be Liam Wachter.
Yeah, he's not on tonight, but Limo is going to be the new CO for Black Shirts, and he was I believe was he. Well, he's been an embed for...
Yeah, he was my embed last year.
For quite a while.
I remember shooting at him. I don't really remember what context.
Vague.
Someone saying...
EMTs?
When it comes to people with EMT certification, we ask that you make yourself known to the EMR staff prior to the game.
Yeah.
EMR has a really good relationship with the actual local EMS system out there. But definitely make yourself known to EMR, and they'll use you if required. But their staff is really pretty top notch when it comes to emergency medical care.
They hire
a little bit. Last year, we had a few incidents out in the airstrip, and EMR was aware that I was a first responder. So as soon as something was happening, myself and a few other staff were immediately there. And Ian came up, and we pretty much handled everything that had happened very quickly. So if you are an EMT or first responder of some kind, you have that kind of training, it is helpful to know, or else they're just like, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of the way so actual people can help. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Totally makes sense. Now, and they do. There is a designated EMT that EMR hires for this game every year. So we will for sure have one on staff. But it's always helpful to have first responders there. And like Ian said, just make yourself known to the staff at EMR.
Where'd it go? Comment. Mobile respawns is a trouble. Add some kind of rule that cannot be close to the main action locations, castle, helicopter, city, whatever. When you have a small squad in the fight, then you get 30 enemies getting live 50 feet from you. It doesn't make sense. Happened twice last year. Personal experience, there was, I don't know if it's an actual rule, but we had a standing agreement where we actually did move our spawns as far away as possible and keep them a distance away from the main action. I know for a fact there was one incident last time where there was a shrubbery, Roger the Shrubber, shrubbery literally blocking line of sight. We didn't realize the two pool noodles were literally right next to each other until both teams let out. But as far as being a rule, that was
really funny to watch.
I think that was like we discussed it in the last live stream that it was only really a problem because Marx just moves around and doesn't stay put at their respawns anyhow. So, and I think that was addressed with the new spawn placements. I'm pretty sure was the case.
Okay, I see one question about miniguns, and
I was just going to put that up there for you.
Yeah. Now, because we're not going to do the big battle this year, that's effectively going to nix bringing out miniguns. So I'm sorry for those of you who have them and did use them in our big battles the last couple of years. The reason we've gone to pretty much banning miniguns, one was we had problems checking them in the chrono, but also it was just overkill in terms of there's a lot of younger players, newer players out there, and they were just getting lit up too much.
Yeah,
so we're yeah.
Sorry, as one of the minigunners, I had a blast. The people I shot at did not.
I can speak from experience. Being on the end of that sucks.
Yeah, it's definitely a morale
Not a
killer.
good time.
Yeah,
it's cool when you see what killed you, just not the process of getting killed. It's like, wow, that's awesome. Wait,
that really sucks.
I felt bad for the one kid. He had perfect through the gap of the tower, sniper shot from distance, nails me, boom, right in the head. I go down. He's cheering. His guys rush in. The other minigunner next to me just starts lighting them up.
I think this should be a thing. You know, just saying.
I think we should just have a cap on how many there can be, honestly.
See, okay, so I'm going to address that one then, since people are talking about my fucking facial hair. Sorry, demonetized. I cannot shave my facial hair completely off. I am under a contract that prevents it. The same reason I can't get rid of my mohawk. Anybody that works for any company that does anything in the Disney sphere will understand what I'm talking about. So, no.
Okay. Fair enough.
Somebody's spicy tonight.
Okay, so I've got a question that I don't quite understand. For the tribals, should have some identifying marking since I do have my EMT certification.
Yeah, no,
that was the same guy.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
This is your identifying clothing right here.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like this. I won't be wearing this though. Although I do need to probably get like a solid tan Hawaiian shirt just for giggles.
Tribal question.
What's the question?
No, I'm scrolling through here. Sorry.
Okay.
I get a 404 error on the Bad Blood web page. What?
Yeah, I'm not sure which web page was it. Is that the EVIC web page? For whoever posted up that 404 error, can you post up the link that you're okay? So it is the products page is getting a 404.
I just went to it. It's working fine.
I just went to it and it's golden.
Okay. So
I blame user error.
Is your internet a potato?
I was having some weirdness going on with my Wi-Fi router the other week, so
When you turn
I
on
might be.
Foon, does it smell like fries in your house?
The hacker men's are getting in your computer.
Yeah, that's right. It could be Ukrainian or Russian hackers. So
I could pretty much answer this. No, you cannot take prisoners.
I've had that
wait
question asked
a
a couple of
minute.
times, like why?
Well, more and
So-
more events, to be fair, like we just did it at Syndicate 2. More and more events are adding that aspect in as a point scoring system. For Bad Blood, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I could totally understand if that was like a side objective, but
I can
in
tell
a
you
way,
right now.
getting the CO's stamp kind of functions like that, but you're not supposed to keep him. So
Yeah, that's
I think
fair.
the only people that would be worthwhile taking down and like holding prisoner is the tribals, and even then, it's overkill. You have to take down in a whole entire area.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
see,
not
I
taking
have
us
a
prisoner.
feeling. I have a feeling the people that are asking are the ones that want to capture Nikolai again because I put up a hell of a fight the other weekend. So last weekend.
That or they're just looking for a
Takedown of
challenge.
you is like YouTube famous right now. I've seen it from like 6 different angles.
I don't go down easy, not without a fight.
we've got a question for those of you, a lot of new players. You aren't getting a ticket mailed to you, and you aren't getting a specific email, virtual or digital ticket. It is your order receipt or confirmation that you get from Evic when you order the tickets. That is your order or ticket number. So just have. I would recommend printing out a hard copy just as a backup, because the cellular and the cell and Wi-Fi. There's no Wi-Fi. The cell
Screenshot
connection.
it.
Or screenshot it, just to be able to show the number, because that's where when we sign in the mornings. My wife, who's handling the sign-in volunteers, has a list of everybody who purchased tickets, their name and their order number, and that's how we're going to go by when we sign you in. So just be
Now,
sure
to
you have.
to piggyback on that. People are always going to ask the question. Well, my friend's mom bought the tickets. It's under her name, so
Yeah,
that's why
make
you
sure.
need that. That's why you need that order number. We don't know who you are. We know who the person who bought the ticket is. So
Absolutely.
if
Good
one
point.
person bought a block of tickets, it's all going to be under their name. So
Got that.
yeah, so just keep that in mind. So just make sure you have that order confirmation number, and you'll breeze right through.
Ordered my ticket. They still haven't sent me anything.
Yeah,
Check-
that's.
Check your email.
Check your
Yeah,
email or check
they're not
your
gonna
spam
send you
orders.
anything.
Mhm.
Check your orders.
Check your
Order
junk
should be
mail.
right there.
Check your spam box.
Check your
And
spam.
if that still hasn't, if nothing came through from Evic, call them on Monday and just ask them about that order. I mean,
If you're using Gmail, because I had this problem once or twice, check the quote-unquote updates folder in your Gmail, and sometimes they'll send it to there. Especially if you previously bought something or had a correspondence with Evike, it automatically starts forwarding things like that to updates.
yeah, Gmail's been doing these changes that in terms of where stuff gets
And not telling
pigeonholed.
anybody. They
Yeah,
It's
It's
Google. We're going to find out secretly they're owned by Disney, and half the world is owned by Disney. So
But the general is Evic is not sending you anything physical unless you also bought products with your Bad Blood order. So
And
if
if
you
you
only
can't-
bought a ticket, you are not getting anything in the mail.
If you
That's just
can't
that simple.
find your ticket, check your order history and make sure everything actually went through on Evike. Worst case scenario, screenshot the order details on Evike.
Right.
Oh, somebody said that they paid via PayPal. So I don't know if Evic does something different when you
they
pay
still
with
send you the
PayPal.
confirmation. It's the same
No,
way.
Yeah.
and you can go
I
into
paid
your
through PayPal myself.
and you can also go into your orders and just see the order sitting there as it's been purchased.
Right.
So
I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you, check your updates folder. You'll find the weirdest things you've been waiting for sitting in that folder.
Yeah, disabled
I'll
all
rush
that.
to our
Gmail.
Gmail.
Sorry, Nick, I'm not being racist right now, am I?
Why is that?
I'm giving him crap after his rice. What did you call it? Your ricer?
Rice Racer?
Yeah,
I said
Rice
Rice Racer. Rice
Is that
Rocket,
like
yeah.
garbage
All right, so there's a lot of cool stuff that goes on with Bad Blood that a lot of people just probably haven't been to lately or haven't realized, and the price of it is actually really good for this size AO for this many people. For only $50, you get to go out there and play. It really is.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't want to jinx it, but I'm surprised we haven't raised the price with with inflation going on with crazy stuff, but because we locked in the field rate last year, and Evic's been very kind with their support on this. I haven't had to raise the price on this thing, so that's knock on wood. That won't. I can't guarantee next year, but it's the same. It's been the same price for quite a few years now. So, yeah.
At $50 is worth it. You guys get to run and play all day. Then you also have the Dead Blood game the next on Sunday. Live music. Thomas, I'm actually bringing my smoker up to that one, dude.
Yeah, I actually talked to Tim about it. He's got a contract with 2 food trucks that are supposed to be there. So I will not be there with my food truck, but I may be doing bootleg stuff out of my tent.
Same.
But no, we're talking about like price points. I realized this the other day when I was trying to pitch Bad Blood to somebody. This is the only airsoft game I can go to and actually come out with a net positive. You pay $50 to go. If you win anything at the raffle,
oh gosh,
your trip is covered. It's a bonus.
That's something that for those of you players who haven't been to this, check out the last year's video. I don't know if we can post a link at some point.
Evic's never got posted, which kind of sucks.
Was it on your account? Was it on your account there, Moondog?
Yeah, I'll see if I can pull it up. But
the video of Joker breaking everything.
Shut up!
That was incredible. Also, those of you wondering,
I broke one, and it wasn't my fault.
Those of you wondering what the email will look like when you get that, I'm gonna cover my fucking shipping address, but should look something kind of like that. If it'll focus.
Your camera's trying to focus on that screen.
Lovely.
No, we can't see it. Yeah.
Well, my perks of having a DSLR for a camcorder. That's poggers. Well, let me see if I can fucking do it manually.
Such language.
Oh my god.
You could just, screenshot it and send it to somebody.
There we go.
That looks good.
Looks like that. There we are.
Your 20 gallons of lube have what? Oh.
What are we bringing lube to Bad Blood for, other than fun times with your friends in the tent?
I mean, Marxist better bring lube because Green's bringing it this time. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying, I hear that every single time, and every single time, what happens?
Fall flat.
Hey, man.
Oh, wait, what happened? Wait, what happened last time?
Marxist bribed me for my stamp.
Is that what the lube was for?
I still have one of the grenades that Joker gave me.
I didn't give a grenade. One of my guys did. I was like,
me.
you overpaid for that. He's just like, the Patton's just bringing out, Preachers is bringing out grenade after grenade after grenade.
Grenades as a bribe because they couldn't.
I'm looking at him. I was like, what the hell are you doing?
You guys allowed my HPA shotgun for the Dead Blood game. The green gas tank exploded mid-game, and my HPA tapped it. It was allowed. Will be the same this year.
Oh my!
I think that shotgun sucked last year, and I think
it's not that guy. It's not that guy. It's not that guy. I remember this guy.
I remember this too because I
had to grab Anthony because we needed a ruling, and I couldn't find either one of those two because it happened mid-game, and I didn't want the kid to just not be able to play. So I had him go swap out to HPA and get back on the field. I cleared it with Anthony.
I mean, as long as it fits the chrono requirements for Dead Blood, I don't see a problem.
Yeah, it's really
per se. I mean, I know we say it's a pistols and shotguns game, so as long as it's lower power, I don't really care if it's HPA.
Yeah, we had them basically bottom it out. Yeah, they're the boss as long as it clears chrono. I mean, again, I don't. Let me explain. I own more HPA guns than any other type of gun. I stand by what I said to everybody last year. Just go get a cheap Springer shotgun for Dead Blood.
Yeah,
I mean, kind of the point of Dead Blood is it's a free game in game. There's no bragging rights. It's there because we can do it, and you're going to have some fun. So,
It is
don't be a twerp and just enjoy yourself. You know,
If you want to have a really fun time, just go out with knives, just the rubber knives.
We were
just
talking
try.
We were
The
talking
guy
about
with the katana.
Joker looked like he had the freaking chicken pox after Dead Blood.
That one sucked.
Like, don't
Yeah.
bring your overpowered gun to what's essentially a fun game. Like, as a zombie, I hate half of you. I'm not gonna lie. When I got back up as a zombie, it was painful. The game's supposed to be fun. Like, just bring the stupid stuff. There's no need to bring like your freaking MTW decked out just so you can snipe zombies from a distance. This isn't Zombieland, guys. We're just trying to have fun and give you guys a little bit of bonus content.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I did look like I was a human pincushion by the
You,
end
you
of
took
that.
off your shirt. And I was like, ah!
It was humorous seeing it on your
Don't you do
YouTube.
that anyway when he takes off his shirt?
It does not take much for me to take off my shirt.
This
We
man
were
on a table dancing.
chanting for that last year. That was awesome.
Um,
1,000 people just yelling out, "Take off your shirt!"
No, dude, it's not. I run an MTW. It's not. It's not attacking about an MTW. It's just saying there's no need to go over the top for that segment of the gameplay. There's not. Like, I saw one kid out there have apparently an amazing time with a crappy Springer and the cheesy grenades that just like you could put like 20 BBs in them and it just goes fling. I think 6mm makes them.
The spring
he had one of those.
BBs.
He had a blast.
Yeah, it's a Springer game, really. I mean, it's
it should be a Springer game with the way my body looked after, but it wasn't.
Oh, he's still hurt. Show me on the doll where the bad man touched.
I mean, I might even
All
do that.
here.
I'll tell you what. If your body looks worse this year, I'll let you light me up as one of the refs. I'll let you fucking wreck me with whatever you
Look,
got.
I
dude.
heard that. And Joker, I'm gonna let you borrow the Carl Gustav for this.
If your body looks worse than last year, you can light me the fuck up.
You know, that's
Front
challenge accepted
and back.
because everybody else was giving up going after that one guy with the HPA shotgun that sucked because that guy's shotgun hurt. I didn't care. I just kept running full force into him. Like,
The problem was it chronoed in low. That I know you're talking about because I wanted a spot chrono, but I couldn't find my end bed. Was he chronoed in low? The problem is he was waiting for everybody to get damn near point blank to hit him.
no, he got me a couple times from far enough, and I was like, "Ow, that sucks."
Well, you're a bigger target.
You could hear
Yes,
that
I am.
thing
I'm a large target.
whack.
Man, that it still was probably one of my the one that was the most fun to me still was the one where we had the zombie game inside of the castle back in 2019. That one was just
Yeah.
that one
That
was so
one
much
was
fun.
good.
The bodies it literally looked like World War Z. Bodies just people rolling over each other trying to get to us.
That's great.
Although I do need to get a pistol between now and then because all my pistols got stolen.
Oh,
All
Wait.
of them.
All
how
of
did that
them?
happen?
They got stolen at the prison.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got
that's
it.
Uh,
I
yeah,
got
it sucked. But if we please tell me we could have the zombie game inside the prison again. That was so much fun. Just the bodies rolling over each other was freaking awesome and
Well,
great.
Let me, you know what?
Fantastic.
Let me just find out. Well, that actually is a good segue because I wanted to talk about the night game and have Buck talk about that. But
Hey.
Buck, have you had a chance to talk to Timmy over at EMR as to which location he preferred to have the night game at?
When we spoke last, he suggested that we only because we had like the open chat forum kind of thing about it, and he just requested that we don't use more than one location. So we all just kind of decided castle. So
Oh, yay!
So it's gonna
All
be
Yes!
we're doing a castle game, boys. So I've actually got a whole bunch of fucking notes for it. Where the heck?
Have fun storming the castle.
Oh yeah. So we're
I
gonna. So this year we're gonna be doing a good old fashioned capture the flag, ladies and gentlemen, and I ensure you are going to have a good time. We're going to be splitting the teams completely, and it is essentially as soon as the attackers take that fucking flag, you guys are now defending that castle. As soon as you take it, it's like Flip Cup. Take it, it's yours. Now you're defending it.
All right, so it's not Team Fortress 2 style capture the flag where you each have a flag to defend.
No,
So,
no,
okay,
no,
one
no.
flag.
Just
Okay.
just the one. Just the one flag. If the attackers get that flag, they get the point for the round, and they win for it. Now they are defending. If the original defenders cannot get the flag, the attackers win. If they can get the flag, we're doing sudden death. Whichever team gets to it first wins.
How do we feel about Claymores?
For the night game,
Yeah.
honestly, have not had that one pitched to me yet, so I'll have to get back to you on that one.
All right. So the shirt is not a joke.
How about Claymore strapped to bodies?
I have zero problem with that, and none of my guys can tell me otherwise. If you are committing to suicide bombing, Ian, I am for it.
I might have to make that work.
So I think what we usually had it start like around 8 o'clock. But I mean, Buck, what time do you think we're gonna start?
I was planning on doing it around after Chrono. Just like I want to be able to have it with like a little bit of daylight. That way we can actually have like a decent amount of time doing it. Like I know that Timmy usually doesn't want it too late, which is entirely understandable. That is one thing I wanted to quickly mention. Absolutely no pyrotechnics. No thunder bees, things like that. We cannot have the loud pops, but if you've got claymores and things like that that are not super loud, I don't think Timmy would have a problem with them, at least from the way we had things going for my net game last year. So yeah.
So like it's 6mm pro shop ones that just cling to me.
Yep, those ones are fine.
Tornadoes are quiet.
Anything that is not loud enough to the point where Timmy's going to be able to hear it in his house. If you guys are good with that and you guys have that kind of equipment, I'm cool. But if it's loud and we know it's loud and I find you, I'm gonna kick you off the field because you broke the single
If Timmy
rule that I
doesn't.
have. If Timmy doesn't, I will. If I get to you first.
So that being said, that you want to have some daylight to play.
Yes.
Do we want to consider closing down early Chrono early to give Buck some more time?
No, I want to be able to give everybody their time to get the early Chrono in. I do not want to step on anybody's toes in that. If you guys are doing Chrono, get it done.
Is there any reason why we couldn't do them both simultaneously? I mean,
it's at the castle, so I don't see why not.
I mean, if anybody wants to play the game, make sure you get the early Chrono early and get your trash in order so you can play when Buck's ready to go. You know, we're gonna shut down Chrono at what, 7?
Mm-hmm.
So there's no reason Buck can't start at 7. Honestly,
There's still plenty of light out too.
Yeah.
To be fair, we've always set a hard line of when we're closing Chrono, but it's literally never been a hard line because you get people in that line, and that's the day where people with wagons of guns show up.
I'm coming this
I
year
can't get
with
a hold of
most gear I've
Anthony.
ever
Anthony,
had.
if you're watching, check your messages. I would say let us know when you want to start, and we'll separate the lines out. So if they're going to the night game, I'll have them push one line and get them out quickly. That way they can go play, and then we'll keep running until we shut down. Normally what we do is at 7 o'clock, I stop letting people get in the line. That way I won't interfere with what you're trying to do. That being said, since it's here, if you have a giant wagon full of guns, show up early and get Chrono.
Yes. Yeah. Showing up at 6:50 with 15 guns is not a good idea.
I'm just going to say no.
or 9:30 in the morning on Saturday. You know, like
If you got a lot of guns, make sure you get there at a decent time. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be a.
Now I saw that one question about HPA rules that somebody just posted up. Our general HPA rules is that your regulator has to be lockable, and it has to be lockable in a way that we can zip tie it, and you can't manipulate it afterwards. And there's like I don't even have an HPA against, so I can't really talk about this. But Virtue, I don't know if you can recommend any.
So Bad Blood's a unique one for Chrono, and this is coming. not to sound like a dick or like elitist, I run Chrono at a shit ton of events. We are one of the few people that still Chrono HPA guns off of FPS instead of Joules. So that being said, if you show up to Chrono with a Joule Crete build, I'm sending you back. I am not an idiot. I know what you're trying to do. But the FPS limits are the same for everybody.
Virtue, what's the motto?
Don't be a dick and read the player's packet.
No,
yeah,
the other
that.
one about about at Chrono. What's the motto at Chrono with FPS?
Oh, it's a limit, not a goal.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, I have
you,
it.
sir.
Where the hell did it go? I just had it.
It's over there somewhere.
Knowing you, are you playing with my monitors again?
Yes.
So
A
Here's another question.
6-shot shotgun, I'm assuming that is.
Yeah. So the
Jag
Jag
arms.
Arm Scatter can go from 3 to 6. I mean, it means that they only get 5 shots instead of 10.
Yeah, you can run it at 6. I mean, I don't know how much that it spreads. I mean, the point of having any shotgun is that you've got a bigger spread the farther you go and the higher chance of hitting.
I don't see
There-
the dilemma there.
yeah, all right. So sorry to finish. I found it. So my cheat sheet for the HPA guy. So at 400 FPS, you're looking at 1.49 joules max. And the guys that are watching that have HPA gun builds, I'm telling you right now, if you show up with a Joule Creep build, I'm going to give you one more shot to get it re-chronoed. And if you try it again, I'm going to send you to somebody that can deal with you in a refund or whatever the hell you want.
Yep.
Nobody's going to be an asshole. That is a massive safety issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Before I get into our final news announcement about a little giveaway that just came my way, any other questions on the night game or any other things you want to add, Buck, before we move on to that?
I don't really have anything else about the night game. I kind of want to leave it at least a little bit to like the idea of what we're gonna be doing. Like I've given you guys the basics of how we're gonna run it. If you guys have any like distinct questions about it, shoot them my way. No problem answering it.
Okay. Is a bi-weekly Q&A a good tempo for you guys, or do you think we might need to step it up to weekly just before the game?
Well, what are we at? A month and a half?
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe a little less than a month and a half now. Yeah.
Roughly.
Me personally, I can do whatever, but maybe let's go bi-weekly until June, and then through June, make our faces seen a lot more and really hammer down any last-minute questions, because the Facebook groups are pretty active with the standard questions. Is this camo okay? Is this gun good? And the question, the answers are always the same. I mean, it's like the common one are like, are these newfangled transitional camos that are of a green base? Are those work for Green's Army? No, they don't. Get some M81 and shut up, please.
Yeah.
Just forget about it. Don't worry about it. And,
Or just some green overalls.
Sure.
Come on.
M81
And-
is God's plaid.
And my rule of thumb that I always tell people about weapons is try and avoid your Franken projects. Bring your reliable stuff, because you're going to be out there for 6-8 hours, especially if you chrono early and you're raring to go at 8 o'clock in the morning. Your stuff's just going to be just hanging out. Don't bring your projects. Don't have 16 lipos taped to your arm. Just bring something that's going to work and keep you in the game. That way you're not running back to your car all the time or back to your campsite or any of that nonsense. Just bring your stuff that works. Honestly, avoid pistols, because pistols always get lost. The magazine's always going to pop out. No, we're not going to go look for it for you. If it gets turned in, cool. If not.
Oh, but it turns into a great raffle prize for the following year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, come back next year and win your your magazine back. That's great. But avoid stuff that you can lose. Get yourself a cheap sling if you don't have one. get some paracord. I don't care. Just make sure you have your stuff on you, and
If you
just
swing
stuff
by
that
my
works.
tent, I will
saying
give
there's
you
vendors
bright
there.
pink.
Yeah, right. And there's vendors there. Go buy a
Yeah.
go buy a 1-point sling from Amped or Jackal. Just
Swing by my tent, I'll give you a bright pink paracord sling.
Hell, I
Bright
spent
There you
pink.
go.
Friday
Yeah.
afternoon
Bright
last year
fucking
building
pink.
custom high kappas for people out of my campsite.
So
Yeah,
I'm
there
gonna.
Sorry.
I'm
there
gonna
are no
ask,
magazine restrictions. This isn't a hardcore
Oh, yeah,
mil
yeah.
sim. Your drum mags and your pistols are fully allowed. Yes, you can do it. Do I think
Bio
you look
BBs, though.
foolish?
Grab
Yes,
that
but you can do it.
thunderstorm.
You
Speaking
can
of
run
looking
your
forward to
Maraca
no-do,
high caps. Nobody cares. You're there to have fun and benefit a charity. Just enjoy yourself. Don't be a jerk. Don't try and hurt people. Don't have your jewel creeps. And just play a game with 1,000 other people who want to play a game. It's not hard.
You're here.
I feel as this needs to be added to the players packet. If you built it in your basement, if it's 90% duct tape and PVC, if there's a garden hose attached to it, leave it at home. It
Yes.
sucks that I have to say this, as well as bread bags are not barrel bags.
Or socks or gloves.
Gloves.
Go buy a barrel bag.
Yeah.
They're $3 on eBay, guys. It's
We had a guy
so
last year
easy.
literally show up with a condom on his gun.
Yeah.
Sadly, I
The
remember
condom
that.
costs more than an actual barrel bag.
So yeah, fortunately we have vendors there. So yeah, you will be yelled at quite a few times by a number of folks if you are walking around without a proper barrel cover.
Mags out.
Mm-hmm.
Barrel bag on your muzzle of everything that isn't in a hard holster. And just, again, don't be a dick. It's really not hard, guys.
All right.
Really? Some of you people in the chat are proof that condoms don't work 100%. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, I did have one side note that I forgot to mention about for the night game. We will have predetermined spawn locations with one of my guys there with a timer. So if you're going to be one of the defenders, you will be inside the castle and spawning inside the castle. If you're an attacker, you will be towards the front and you will be on a timer with one of my guys. Do not try to sneak around them. They will see you and they will kick you off the field. Don't be a dick.
And for the COs out there, I think we got a request to post up a screenshot. I mean, this is kind of funny here. There's a request like you should post up a list of pictures of acceptable camo, and I'm thinking, so you want us to take a screenshot of the player packet and put it in there? Okay, fine.
Read the fucking player packet.
No, but yeah, go ahead and take a screenshot of your player packet and post it on your Facebook group.
If only there was a place where they could go to get all this information somewhere.
Do I just need to go spam the link in every single one of the chats? It's a fucking player packet, guys.
It's actually should be the sticky topic of every single group. If not, it will be by tomorrow morning.
It better be.
Gotta love airsofters. As I say all the time, airsofters are idiots, and they'll try to get away with everything.
You're not.
Yeah, so
sneaky,
maybe
guys.
next chat, let's devote to some time to what's allowed, what's not allowed, because that's gonna take up another half
Okay, that's a
hour.
good
And
topic.
I know Moondog wants to do the last bit of info.
Yeah, that's going to take a good bit. So, let me just wrap things up here. We're going to have another Q&A in 2 weeks. So, if for those of you who didn't get your questions answered, we'll do our best to answer them next time. Just post it up again, like a couple of them, like what's a minimum engagement distance with full auto? Well, we have a set minimum engagement distance, and basically it's the length of an SUV. So if you're closer than the length of an SUV to somebody, just don't shoot him. Just take a couple of steps back and then you can shoot him. All
or
right.
bang bang.
Yeah. Or yeah, and don't aim for the face. So there we go. But to wrap things up, I wanted to let you know that I contacted Olight, and for those of you who don't know them, They make some of the better performing tack lights. I think they're about on par. Personally, I think they're about on par to Streamlight. I don't know of any. They're not. I wouldn't consider them mil spec because I don't know of any military that issues these. But they've, in terms of light output and just general durability, I find these. I run this on my own home defense firearms, so they're good enough for. I think they're good enough for that, and they're certainly good enough for airsoft. And they are crazy bright, and I mean, they're on par with your Streamlights and Surefires and whatnot. And they're going to be giving away an Olight, and I'm gonna ask. All you need to do for this giveaway, I'm gonna be giving it away before Bad Blood as well as at the raffle. All you need to do is send a screenshot of this video that shows that you're subscribed to this channel and subscribed to Players Wanted channel, and you just send a screenshot of the subscription button that's grayed out that says that you're subscribed. Send that to olight@moondogindustries.com, and you'll be entered into the raffle for this. All right. So I'll be giving you update. I'll be talking about an update on this at the next Q&A. But get started. Enter entries free, and you'll get a really cool tack light. So there you go. Anyway, any other final words on this for today?
I'm just saying I'm bringing up brisket.
Aye. Awesome.
I'll be smoking.
The theme, I will say that the Facebook planning groups are relatively active. The COs in there are very good at answering any questions you may have. I'm active in all of the groups as well, as is Moondog. And I mean, I'm not going to say no stupid question. There's just no stupid questions because there's plenty of stupid questions. But go ahead and ask them. You're going to get roasted. But yeah, I mean, the veteran players are out there to help as much as they are out there to win. So, just remember this is a charity event. This is for fun. And we all want to, come home in, one piece. So don't get hurt. Don't be stupid. And we'll see you there.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing all the new faces, guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We have one other addendum that for the COs and the for the players who are in the tribals, and for those who are wondering, tribals is a quasi NPC team, and it's only open to veteran players. So everybody who's in tribals knows a lot of all this stuff already. But in the EVIC description, it actually lists Freedom, who's been the past CO. But Nick is going to be the CO this year, and he's been the CO of Tribal since the beginning. Just the last couple of years he wasn't able to go. So even though it says Freedom is the CO and to contact him, you contact Nick Headkill, and he'll take care of you if you have any questions about Tribals. All right, everyone. Be sure to tune in 2 weeks for the next Q&A.
May 22nd.
There we go. And if you have any questions, just ask it online. And thanks again for watching. And we'll be looking forward to hearing from you guys real soon. Thanks, everybody, for being online.
Until next time.
See you guys soon.
May your BBs fly true and your opponents always